Is Jeff Hardy's AEW contract ending next month? We'll talk about it, plus an absent AEW star's scrapped plans have been revealed, and a potential spoiler is coming up for the AEW All In main event. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news right now. We've got a raging clue about the future of the Hardy Boys this morning after Matt Hardy spoke about how his brother Jeff is getting on away from the prying eyes of All Elite Wrestling.
Indeed, speaking on his podcast, The Extreme Life of Matt Hardy, he says that he's been cleared, referring to Jeff Hardy. He's just sitting at home waiting on the call. Unlike me, he's not someone who really gets out and makes things happen. He just kind of waits on someone to call him. He's sitting at home just waiting on that phone call, jumping on the trampoline up and down with dumbbells.
Like Dennis Stamp.
I just love
God
that
rest his
image.
soul.
Jeff, full face paint, full armbands, in gear with a little towel, the tissue lying out of his back pocket. Just up and down, on a trampoline all day, occasionally hitting like a 450 or something. But yeah, he continued to say, but yeah, he's got to like mid-June or so, I think, and then his deal's up. So I guess we'll see if he ends up re-signing or not re-signing. Who knows? Now, he ends that on who knows. I think Matt Hardy knows.
I think Matt Hardy knows too. Hardy, he has been out of action as our boy Jeff since that match with Sammy Guevara where he suffered an injury. Sammy, as a result of that, was suspended due to not following the concussion protocol in that match as well, as we talked about at the time. As tends to be the case at the moment, it feels almost like sweeps season with AEW and WWE. A lot of contracts coming up, a lot of question marks over where people are going. I think the Hardy Boys say farewell to AEW at this point.
It does feel a little bit like it's going that way. I mean, Matt has gone. He is out of the door. He's left gone. AEW. He's currently competing in TNA, not as a signed talent, just appearing there. I think Matt and maybe Jeff, but it sounds like Jeff just sits there and bounces on a trampoline, are aware that there's more value in them together as a team rather than each person individually at the moment. So Matt kind of waiting until Jeff's contract is up allows them both to get better deals, right?
Yeah, I see maybe for them at their point in their career, I see a Legends deal for the Hardy Boys that they can sign with WWE, use their likeness and make that money.
Yeah.
Make that money while they sleep. And Lord knows they lead the sleep. Matt Hardy obviously been put in the mix with the Wyatt Six stuff. I kind of feel like that's a red herring.
That's what I was about to say. I think there's a little bit of a red herring going on. Matt basically going, here, keep my name in conversation. The Wyatt stuff is cool. I've got a history with Bray. I just don't see if Jeff's contract is running out, as it looks like it is. I don't see him going back to WWE for the Wyatt stuff. I see them going back for a tag team run as the Hardy Boys, and that's it. That's what we'll get. But he could re-sign with AEW. Maybe this is, with Matt saying who knows, maybe it is a case of they're waiting to see what gets offered to them.
Maybe. Me personally, I don't see AEW in the future of the Hardy Boys. I feel that they're going to be another team that moves on from there for pastures new or maybe a lighter schedule. Maybe, I mean, it's no lighter than not getting booked because there's too many wrestlers, but it's the idea of them maybe going to WWE, signing a Legends deal, going into the Hall of Fame together. Yeah. That feels like a fait accompli for the boys Hardy.
And if they go to TNA, if he goes to TNA to join up with his brother Matt, we could still see a TNA WWE crossover with the Hardy Boys. We could still get that, as we've discussed more earlier on with all this WWE TNA crossover malarkey.
Lots of plans being pitched. What about plans being scrapped? Ricky Starks hasn't been on AEW TV for quite a bit now, and according to sources close to the Wrestling Observer, plans for Stark have been binned.
Yeah, Starks was out of action for a time with an injury. Of course, he suffered one with a match with Top Flight, as Starks lost the match they were supposed to win, but he was a bit shaken up. At one point, though, there was a plan for Big Bill, his tag team partner, who he won the tag team titles with, to turn on Ricky Starks, turning Starks babyface in the process. Of course, that didn't end up happening, and Starks has since disappeared from TV. One report, as the Wrestling Observer notes, says that this was his decision, but the only thing is that it didn't happen. you know?
Yeah, Ricky Starks, in terms of his injury status, he seems to be good to go because tonight he's wrestling for Big Time Wrestling on their Welcome to Paradise event in Newark. He's fighting QT Marshall.
Yeah.
So he's obviously good to go.
Good to go. Yeah, it's just a shame that... as you mentioned, there is a lot of wrestlers in AEW.
Too many cooks.
There's a lot of them, but they do also have 5 hours of programming each week. And you would expect that Ricky Stark's someone who fans like, great in the ring, good on the mic. You would expect to get rotated into that lineup of people that they're using. I'm intrigued as to why this one was scrapped in particular. I think there's a lot of potential in a babyface Ricky Starks.
Oh gosh, so much.
We saw little teases of it when he was babyface before, and then he turned him heel again. I feel like it's a missed opportunity, but I understand maybe him wanting to keep that heel persona going.
Where is Ricky Starks? Maybe he is in the same place as this flipping WrestleMania 40 documentary. You know, the one that was supposed to be dropped on the Wednesday after Mania. Yeah. It is now the end of May. There's been lots of conversations about where this documentary is. And the Wrestling Observer have updated us on that today.
We have indeed, saying that there's been a lot of talk regarding the delay on the behind-the-scenes build to the WrestleMania documentary. As Tom said, it was originally meant to air that Wednesday. I think a lot of people were looking forward to it that Wednesday, but it just didn't turn up. Well, the Wrestling Observer says there's a reason for the delay, and we're told that very few know the reason why. They're also told that the idea that it was waiting for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, as has been speculated. There was speculation that he was waiting to approve it, but he's quite a busy guy. He's been doing that Moana 2 and the Smashing Machine and all those other films. That says that that's not true. He's not waiting to approve it, and there's other reasons why it's been delayed that is unbeknownst to anyone.
What if someone spilt coffee on it and they haven't got the heart to sell it?
And someone's doing like a Be Kind rewind where they're trying to refilm the entire documentary.
Just two lads dressed as all the wrestlers.
It's just Jack Black. I'd love to see that.
I'd watch the bejesus out of that.
I would love to see that.
I really would.
Jack Black does a great impression of The Rock as well. It was on the Jumanji tour for the press. He does a great impression of The Rock. I think it would work.
I think it would work. Whilst there is a delay on the WrestleMania 40 documentary, there's no delay on the North Wrestling documentary, yes. Watch the Lights. Cheeky plug for this one. Myself and Fraser Porter work for North Wrestling based out of Newcastle upon Tyne. We talked extensively last year about their biggest show ever. I believe the 3rd highest attended wrestling show in the Northeast.
That is correct. That is correct, yes.
Which is a great stat to have. We want to be first this time round. But in the making of this, we had documentary filmmakers following every step and every beat of it, and a very special presentation called Watch the Lights airs at the Tyneside Cinema in Newcastle on Wednesday. So if you are in the northeast of the United Kingdom, there are still just a few tickets left. We've had to upgrade the room 3 times to accommodate people. There are just a few tickets left. Not only will you get to see this incredible film that tells the story of a promotion going from rags to riches and greatness and big, taking on one of the biggest challenges of its life, but we'll also get a panel that features the people behind North Wrestling and reigning North Wrestling champion and TNA star Leon Slater will be here on Wednesday as well.
TNA star Leon Slater in the house. This documentary is fantastic. I can't wait to see it.
And by all means, if you want to find out more, you can hit up at North_NCL on Twitter, or you can check out an exclusive interview with the director of the movie, Alex Eyre, this Sunday on, what's it say here? BBC Radio Newcastle with Tom Campbell. Oh,
Who could that be? Who could that be?
I control the horizontal.
You
I control the vertical.
Oh my God, yeah.
All the means of production.
Puppet master. Like the Wizard of Oz.
I know, right?
You're the man behind the curtain, Tom.
The yellow brick road for AEW leads to Wembley in August, and we have a little cheeky spoiler for you before we let you go on what is going to headline that show. Go on, Fraser.
Coming from the Wrestling Observer newsletter, saying that the expectation within AEW is that Will Ospreay will face Swerve Strickland in the main event at All In Wembley. You would expect this. I think I expected this. You expected this. Everyone watching expected this. When you've got All In at Wembley in London, and you've got arguably the top British wrestler, I would actually drop the arguably, you've got the top British wrestler in Will Ospreay. Why wouldn't you put him in that main event spot? It seems backwards if he's not there, and if he's challenging for the world title, or if he's defending that world title. Of course, he's facing Swerve Strickland at Forbidden Door. He may win the belt there. I think it seems more logical he loses and then challenges again at Wembley after winning the Owen Hart Cup.
That was what we were fantasy booking upstairs, wasn't it? The idea that we have Ospreay Swerve 1 at Forbidden Door, and Swerve wins it, and Ospreay then enters the Owen Hart Cup and blasts through that to get his place at Wembley Stadium. It's a nice story to tell. I think there is more excitement, more engagement in having Will Ospreay walking in as challenger at Wembley than as champion.
Yeah, the whole stadium behind him. The whole stadium behind him. It just makes more sense. And All In shaping up to be a fantastic show.
Should be a lovely time had by all. And also, as on the pre-show, you'll have myself and Kate from Fightful fighting on Wembley Way. That's set in action. We're going to fight IRL.
So you could hit a hidden blade?
Might be.
450?
I've been learning a shoot 450, as Ross Treadle would say.
Wow.
A shoot 450, Kate from Fightful.
Can you do it now?
You know what? I'm going to do it over here.
You're going to do it over...
If you sign off, love you, but I'm going to do it over here.
Catch me on Twitch at 6 p.m. tonight. We're going ghost hunting. But in the meantime, I will see you later on back here tomorrow morning for more wrestling news. Whoa!